Hey, what's going on, YouTube? Welcome. It's the brain of the mainframe here, Niall Scal, with another exciting adventure in Crowdfunding Comics. Billy Tucci, how we doing tonight, brother?
Dude, I'm doing great. It's our 87th episode.
87th episode,
and,
man.
Here I am coming to you live on Long Island, home of Billy Joel and the best bagels and pizza in the world.
And Debbie Gibson.
And Debbie Gibson, who graduated in 1987. So I think we're alone now, or are we? I don't think we are.
We're alone. No, because I think we've got JCV in the house.
Oh, JC Vaughn, the vice president of Gemstone Publishing, and the
AKA Frozen Ball Guy,
the Overstreet Price Guide. And we've all got a very, very special guest today. Was he our first guest? No, he was not our first. He was traveling. He was one of our very first guests, but now he has another Kickstarter going live right now. He is currently about 200% over, almost 200%, 187% over his initial goal. And he has 19 days left to go with 371 wonderful backers, of which I am one.
Me too.
Ladies and gentlemen, Old Bean, would you like to take us in?
the one, the only Jimmy Palmiotti.
Wow, thank you guys. It's some
Hey, what's up, man?
How you doing, guys?
What's happening? We like the Darwin mug.
It's the Darwin Cook Cup. Goes everywhere. Has a little bit of Darwin in it.
A little bit of Darwin.
A little anger.
A little bit of anger.
A little bit of anger.
Yeah.
A little bit of joy, a little bit of anger.
I like the kid from Brooklyn just said second best pizza, and I have to agree with the kid from Brooklyn right there. That's a whole nother show, isn't it? That's a whole nother show.
Yeah, it is entirely another show.
But the Misfits are from Long Island.
Sorry.
In more ways than one.
Yes. Obviously, we're seeing some of them right now.
Well, Jimmy, you were a part-time Long Islander every summer at Baby Bob's out in Kismet, right?
Yeah, actually, and I lived a little bit in Long Island in different women's with different ladies I've met earlier in my life, and
my mom says hi.
I lived in Valley Stream for a little bit, and then I lived in Baldwin.
Did you really live in Baldwin?
Yeah, I lived in Baldwin. Yeah,
Baldwin was home of Carlucci's Pizza. If you have ate there, it's great pizza. My friend Vito's father.
CC Beck lived in Baldwin.
Did he?
He did.
I wish I knew where he lived. I would have.
And it was actually just around the corner from me, and it may have been in the period where he was creating Captain Marvel.
Wow.
How about that?
And of course, the one and only Gary Cohn is from Baldwin.
That's right. And the Stray Cats are from Belmore.
Yeah, I used to see Brian Setzer play in the bar on the Saturday nights. He used to play in a bar down there. Fun stuff. Good memories. Fire Island, though, was the main thing. Billy and I used to go to Fire Island together. Sounds horrible. But no, we used to go to...
it was an experimental stage.
We had a place in Kismet. It was... my friend Bobby and Gloria owned the house, and Bobby was the inspiration for Ash, actually.
Oh wow. That's cool. Was he a fireman?
Yeah, he was a retired fireman.
Oh, I didn't know that.
The actual origin of Ash was based on him because Bobby had to retire. He went. There was a fire in a building in Harlem, and it was like a drug building. It was empty, but they would deal drugs out of it. And the building was on fire, and they knew there were people in it, and they couldn't get into the building through the bottom of the building. They had to go through the roof. And he was the first man in, and what the drug dealers built balsa wood stairs so nobody can come in. So when he went into the roof, he fell a couple of stories down.
Oh, jeez.
And he got injured, and that's how he got off the job because he busted his leg up pretty bad. And in Ash, we have that kind of thing happening in the book. A lot of it's with Bobby, and we made Bobby a character in the Ash book way back when. Because
there's a question from Matt here, and it's a great one for those of us that remember Ash pretty fondly. Obviously, Joe's had his hands full, and you've done a bunch of other projects. Are you guys going to collect Ash? Are you going to bring it back? What's going on?
So there's no actual film for Ash, right? So if we ever collected, we'd have to actually scan every page and clean it up. Mm-hmm. And it'd be hard not to be tempted to rewrite it, but it would take a while. Joe and I talk about it all the time. So it's always in our conversations when I see Joe that one day we're going to do something with Ash. But he is very busy. I'm pretty busy, and it wouldn't be right for either of us to do Ash without the other. So we're
totally agree.
Yeah, so we're hanging in there, and we're waiting for the right time.
That would be a great crowdfunding, campaign, a great Kickstarter too, though, to digitize it, and that's what you want to do, and archive it and make an omnibus.
I'd have to find that person that would do nothing but scan it for 3 months.
Right.
But there's a lot of people that can do that, and it's a lot. I don't want to make it sound like it's easy, but it is significantly easier than it was even 5 years ago.
Oh, really? I don't. Yeah, I'm out of touch with that. It'd be great to have somebody do it. I know we can probably sell a collection. That's for sure.
I think it would be a major crowdfunding hit, and I mean to the point that
Matt, you
guys ought to consider it.
Yeah, Matt said he'd scan it, so we got to talk, Matt.
There you go, Matt. We'll have
use his HP scanner,
and we'll get that. Now, speaking of that, Jimmy, about digitizing. So right now you've got a campaign that's live. That it's a digital collection. It's almost 400 pages. It's a digital collection of comics, interviews, and cosplay and cosplaying with your whole collection. Do you want to give us a little bit of insight, give the people out there exactly what Create-Your-Own Heroes is? And I mean, man, what a lineup you got! What an all-star lineup!
Yeah, in 2012 we put this book out through Image, and it was like every issue we did actually 8 issues, so we got 8 issues in. Where we did interviews, we had comics running through it. It was me, Justin, Steve Niles, and then we had everyone in the business we can get kind of to contribute and interviews, and we did cosplayers, we did interviews about how to make comics and so on and so forth. It was my attempt at like doing like a Wizard magazine without the price guide, to kind of go in and again have comics be part of it. And we got 8 issues in, but for some reason it didn't do well. And there was a lot of stuff coming out at the time. I've also heard where it didn't even get to like 1/3 of the retailers didn't even order it. So it was one of those things that I'm extremely proud of. And when we were talking about collecting it. And when we went to price out what a book would cost, just under 400 pages, it was way too expensive. So we came up. Yes, it is. That was a good one.
That was a good one. Thank you, Bianca. That was a good one.
You really should reorder the photos to put me last if that's the case.
I know, right?
But anyway, when we did this, it didn't sell that well, but we thought, why not try to crowdsource a digital collection of it since it's almost 400 pages, and we can do that for only $10. We thought $10 for almost 400 pages. Comics, there's Phil Noto art, there's so much great stuff in it. Neil Gaiman interviews, everybody, Mark Waid, Amanda did a bunch of art in it. So we decided to launch it. It's the first time I'm launching a completely digital, digital Kickstarter, and so far so good.
If it does well enough, will you consider doing a print version later?
Yeah, I mean, it would have to, so we priced it out originally, and it was like a copy. It was going to be like $25 a copy.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah,
for us to print it. Okay, so that means I have to sell it for at least $15 more.
Yeah,
and then shipping it was like a couple of pounds, right? And it just, as we started doing the numbers, it was just more and more money, and I was like, you know what? It didn't sell that great the first time. Am I going to really dig in and put this out as a book and then maybe it won't hit its goal?
Yeah. Was that part of your consideration, and was also the loyalty of your you've got a lot of loyal supporters, all of us included, on Kickstarter. Was that part of your consideration?
Well, we did consider the book a collection at first, but once we started pricing it out, I just thought it's too expensive. And again, you guys know it's like, so we can, if I ship it to Canada or if I ship it to Australia, like the prices go up per pound.
Yeah.
On the book, insanely. And
the Canada stuff's gone crazy the last 6 months.
It's gone nuts. And it's like sometimes the shipping is more than the actual book. And I don't think that's fair to anybody. I really didn't want to make it to the point where I couldn't make sure everybody got something. And I thought with digital, everybody can get it. It'll take you a while to read it. I will warn you, it's not a quick read. it's a lot of content, you know, which I love. Honestly, I wish it did better, the series, because honestly, I'd still be doing it till today.
It would make a great like YouTube show.
Yeah, Niall said that when we were doing the test on this.
Even the name, Creator-Owned Heroes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and by the way, almost every professional said that's the worst name for a comic. Yeah. Everyone, and I stood by it. I said, no,
I love it.
It says exactly what it is. And then John J. Hill did that beautiful logo you're seeing on there with all the names behind it. Yeah, look, you know, the great thing about doing this kind of stuff is trying out ideas and see if they stick or not. But with this digital, so many people never saw this book, so I figured a digital way was to go. And we're doing pretty good, man. We're up almost to $9,000 and the great thing is the day it ends, everyone gets their book in the mail, in the email, you know, so.
Yeah, it's instant.
Instant, yep.
Oh, yeah, I'd say. And, you know, this is a great platform, too, for a lot of people who want to do a Kickstarter or an Indiegogo. And, you know, they say
we're doing pretty good, man. We're up almost to 9,000.
My bad.
Feedback, get a little feedback.
Nah, I was setting up the watch party on Facebook.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I mean, this is a great formula for people that are say they're new at it. They don't have a big career. They haven't done several crowdfunding campaigns, and this is a great way to get their project actually funded and out to the fans. Is to do it as a digital version. I mean, like you said, Jimmy, you know the cost of printing and the cost of shipping is, you know, by and far the most expensive part outside creating it, paying your artists, paying your writers, you know, et cetera. But I think this is a great new, you know, only digital platform is a wonderful way for people to get into crowdfunding and to get their comics off the ground. Because I think that people, you know, everyone's reading on their iPads and things like that, their phones, you know. It's just it's a great introductory way to get into comics, I think.
Yeah, no, it's definitely like approachable for everyone because everyone by now has a way they can read a digital comic. So it's great to do that. And again, if you have an idea that hey, I only did a 12-page comic and I want to put it out and you know, for $1, who's going to not risk $1 to try a book? It's kind of a cool thing, you know. So it definitely, I hope to see a lot more digital projects going up on. I backed a bunch of them as well. I see Dave Ryan just cut it. Hey, Dave.
Hey, Dave. What's up, buddy?
Dave's got.
You know, it's funny. I think Dave Ryan did like the very first or second Kickstarter for comics.
Yeah, Dave was doing it a long time ago, man.
Yep, he was on the forefront of it.
Actually, Dave, if you're on right now, I took it out of the frame because it was a little busy, but I hope you can appreciate that I have this right in my studio.
Oh, Dave did that?
Yeah, Dave made this for me. It's American flag, and all the stripes, the white stripes, are female superheroes, like cut out from comics, like a collage.
I didn't know you did that, Dave. I love that.
Isn't it cool?
That painting, yep.
I had it up, but I took it off because it was like really busy right here. But Dave, it's up in my studio all the time. So there you go, buddy.
And
now Jim,
is it a concern of yours that digital cutouts comic shops from profiting from the comics? Why or why not?
Okay, for me, it's not a concern because the comic shops right now, I don't know if you noticed, there's like thousands of comics coming in the comic shops. And a lot of times with digital comics, it's for people who don't, when you do a digital Kickstarter, it's for people who are not going to ever get that book into the comic store. You know, it's just another format. It's another delivery of a product. And let's be honest, eventually, if you want to collect all your digital comics, then you can create a book or a collection, and you can hit the comic stores with it eventually. But I think it's less risk money-wise than printing, or you have to find a publisher for your book. There's so many other things with comic shops. I don't think it's going to be a problem. I'm not saying everything digital, but I'm just saying there's a lot of good things that people who are just starting could do digitally to get out there. So I don't think it's a threat to comic shops. And
it was originally in comic shops, wasn't it, Jimmy?
Yeah, Creator-Owned Heroes was. It just wasn't supported by them.
Yeah.
And one of the things I wanted to ask you about the lack of support on it before. If you go back to the early, you know, there's this perception, and even treated as a truism that anthologies don't sell.
Yes.
But if you go back to the early days of Dark Horse Presents, where they had a Concrete or Aliens versus Predator or Sin City or things like that, it allowed the other features to be more esoteric. Do you think that if you had a more iconic feature as a lead, maybe it'd still be going? Because I love the book. You know that from back when.
No, I know. I think. I mean, look. I had Neil Gaiman interviews in it. I had Darwin Cook original work in it. I had top guys doing this stuff. I just think certain people didn't like, and again, I kept the price really cheap. The cover price was cheap for, sometimes it was like 48 to 60 pages for like $2.99. I just think a lot of stores just didn't get behind it. When I found out that 1/3 of the stores didn't even buy it, I said something's going wrong here, and I just think it was. Sometimes it's as simple as timing. It's
I totally
want something. I think if I came out with this book today with everybody that's in comics and everything, I think it would do a lot better. But I tried. Hey, look, a career is all about failing. I fail on a steady flow of failures. This book does really well. All these things flop. For some reason, most people remember the things that did well. But for every book I had that's a hit, I have, I can pull out a whole wall of stuff that never sold, but I love comics and I'll keep doing them. So whether they sell or not, I just keep pushing ahead.
Beautiful. And I want to thank EVS for the super chats. And he said that he backed at the $200 level. Thanks for answering his question.
Wow, nice.
That's pretty awesome.
Look at you, buddy. 9,000. You're at 9,187. Let me see.
All right. Thank you, buddy.
Look at that, man.
That's very cool.
9,187.
Yeah, look at you, Jimmy Palmiotti.
I back the highest level, which is I get one of those post office boxes and I pack it full of cool stuff. There's no choice of this. I just pack it up with stuff that's worth way more than the price they're paying for it. I put in some really cool stuff. We grab some stuff from Amanda. Amanda signs a bunch of books. I grab some books. So every time I've done the mystery box, it's the first thing that sells out, and it's people love it. So I actually put it on. I just put it on this morning. The mystery box because I figured I was going to do the show here tonight so we could talk about it.
And Mark C, thanks for the $5 super chat. My personal opinion is digital backlogs are okay, I guess, but my hobby is collecting comics, not hard drives.
Yeah, and Mark, that's great. I mean, I think Niall and I were talking before. There's nobody that collects more comics than I do. I'm going to just pull what's right next to me because I think fans, so like recent purchase. Let's see if you can see.
Nice.
Black
He's awesome.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
I'm constantly buying comics, old ones and new ones, and I love them. But I also appreciate the digital books because sometimes people don't put it in print, but I want to read it, and it's accessible, and it's only $1 or $2 at the, So on certain levels, I kind of try to support everyone. Because it's just comics. I love comics, just like I love movies. If they're on my TV, if they're on my iPad, if they're in the theater, I love them. So I think there's room for everything. But I totally get you want to buy the copies and hold them. And you have to have a nice big apartment for that, don't you, after a while? But you can't really make those white boxes into furniture because they're the most uncomfortable beds known to man.
Hey, Jimmy, let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Sorry. Now, with the kind of, and I see like a resurgence. I feel like there is this resurgence of a lot of creators getting together, independent creators with their own creator-owned material. I mean, can you see an outlet for creator-owned heroes coming back, maybe in a slightly different format with everything that's going on in crowdfunding?
I could, if I had 2 more Jimmys. It was so much work when we were doing it, and thank God for Steve Niles and Justin, but it was so much work, and I'm trying to do my own stuff. It's like, I was hoping it was an idea that I could take and kind of hand to somebody, and they would kind of keep the content going and stuff. I probably will do it again someday because I love it, but I will be calling on everybody in these 4 little squares to be helping me it was never about making money. I lost thousands of dollars on that book. Okay. But for me, it was like getting new stories out. I love doing the interviews. Some of the interviews, we had guest interviews, but I love doing the interviews, and even like bringing in some cosplayers we did. And I nobody back then was really focusing on them.
Nope.
Yep.
So I was like, okay, let's get some cosplayers. Let's see what they're about. And they're talking about how they made their costumes and stuff like that. I just thought the fan part of comics was so interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought maybe we could do a book that had a little bit of that and then some comics to read too. Because I loved Wizard. I never cared about the price card, but I did love the format of Wizard.
Yeah.
But I also wished that when they launched the Wizard comics, the Black Bull stuff, they actually put it in a magazine instead of doing separate comics. And I was running that at the time. And I just said, can't we put it in? You know, it'd be great if we just put it in Wizard. Just add another 20 pages. It's a magazine.
Yeah.
Nobody gets mad when a magazine is an inch thick. They're always like, yeah, more stuff, you know?
Yeah.
But they didn't want to do that. So I just think that the internet is great because there's so much information, but I'm also a visceral person. I love holding a comic and I love holding a book. You know, there's really something about it. You know, there's something, you know.
It's an amazing thing.
I do like digital, though. I do. Like, there's like, I pretty much have anything I kind of own physically. Yeah. I pretty much own digitally because it's nice because I'll open up my Surface, my Surface Pro, and I go into my covers app and I import all my comics in, and I just go through my library there, and it's very convenient.
Well, where do you put all your Hustler magazines then?
I keep those in the bathroom and on my nightstand and my wife's nightstand because I ran out of room on my nightstand.
All right,
but
I like Skits comics because I want to hold and smell a comic, not my iPad. You know what? You should spray your iPad with like a nice fragrance, maybe
like Gwyneth Paltrow.
Right, like
her perfume.
She's selling perfume that smells like a vagina.
Yeah, pretty much.
You can confirm it. But JC, have you ever been with Gwyneth Paltrow?
No, I don't. I'm pretty sure that I would remember that.
No, but getting back to the digital comics, Ethan had a thing came up that he buys digital comics of comics he wants to read and not necessarily collect, like Walking Dead.
Yeah.
So you're a big fan of Walking Dead. You have almost 200 issues, and that's great to have a nice long box filled with all Walking Dead.
That's what she
said. To get caught up, and again, look at the success of the television show and all. That's a great thing is to get them all. I bet you Walking Dead's huge digitally. Or something like Saga, I bet those books are real big.
Yes, I agree. I think. Look, I think there's also a generation that just got introduced to comics digitally.
Yeah,
and then so we want to accommodate everybody.
Yeah, and then Hero and Burr, he says at Billy Tucci, when Jimmy has time, can we talk about the Pro and whether it could still be published in current year? And Painkiller Jane, if he'd able to bring her back in comics and maybe even TV.
All right. Well, the Pro is done by Garth Ennis, Amanda, my wife, and myself. And unless all three of us are doing it, we don't do it. And Garth always says to me, well, you know how it ends. There is no more. We hope to soften up Garth one day because Amanda would draw a new Pro book in a minute. As far as Painkiller Jane, my last Kickstarter right here was Painkiller Jane. And new material, and it's nice hardcover.
Nice hardcover,
yeah,
really cool.
Yeah,
thank you, everybody, for backing it. So I have more Jane planned. We're working on the stuff right now. I don't like to launch the Kickstarter until I almost have the book done. So
there is a Painkiller Jane appearance coming, Niall.
That's true. What about that, Billy? What's that? About
Anthony Billy and Islanders are playing the Rangers, so it's near the end of the game. Sorry.
Paying attention?
Of course, I'm paying attention. I was just going to tell you today's Garth Ennis' birthday too.
It is 50th birthday.
We should Garth's 50th birthday, and none of us were invited to go hang out.
He's over on the West Coast right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I talked to him earlier today. I told him he's catching up to me. So
happy birthday, and let's do the friggin' Pro again.
Yeah.
Any movement and I mean the Pro is just prime for television. I think seriously with Netflix and, you know, Amazon Prime or HBO or something like that. But has there ever been any movement? I know it's difficult. It might scare some people. I don't know if anyone out there is familiar with the Pro, but it's one of the most original and, dare I say, glorious graphic novels I've ever read or anyone's ever read, and shocking.
Yeah, I don't know. At this day and age, it's shocking, but when we came out with it, it definitely was. It's in its 8th printing. It's still out. You can order it through Image. Your local retailer can order it. We always keep it in stock. It's about a superhero prostitute, written by Garth. It's sort of like The Boys before The Boys, you know. And we have sold it so many times to be done as a film. We've actually made a small income from just selling it and then getting it returned to us. People almost made it. The last one was Paramount. They almost made it. We got it back. We have another offer, so we're looking at a couple of offers right now to develop it. But people want to develop it, but a lot of times they develop it, and then the studio goes, "Wait, we can't do that." That's you know. You know what? If I depended on Hollywood for my income,
yeah,
I'd be screening this from Billy's house because I'd be living there. I would make no money. Hollywood is like the biggest illusion, guys, is that you're going to sell your thing to Hollywood and make a ton of money. Here's what happens. You sell your thing to Hollywood, you get a little bit of money, and nobody cares. And nobody cares about you unless you have something brand new that they could sell. But other than that, you have 8,000 producers that want to attach themselves to everything you do. And at the end of the day, you make no money. So what I've learned is make amazing comics and let Hollywood do whatever they want. If they want to screw with it, if they want to involve me or not, all I care about is the comic is great. Because in the end, no matter what they make, no matter what they do, my comic has to stand the test of time.
There's a lot of people that don't get that.
What's that?
There's a lot of people that don't get that the comic has to work.
Yeah, the comic has to be brilliant.
I was at a convention. We were at a convention, and we were all hanging out in the hotel bar, and somebody was talking about his book, and he crowdfunds it. He does crowdfunding with it, and he's like, well, because I wrote a movie. He goes, I want this to be a movie. I made this because I want a film deal, and I wanted to make movies. And that was basically, it sounded like that was his prime motivation of doing this particular comic that he did, and he's published it. Several issues have come out, was because he wants a film deal. And it's almost like you're shooting for the stars. And it's I don't know, it's, hey, everyone can do whatever they want, and that's great if it ever happens. But that's, you know.
It's still got to work as a comic, though.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think also as comic fans, we know when it's a cash grab. Like somebody's out there trying to sell their movie idea, because the comics never are that great, and they never worked out, and they kind of like, you know, I just feel like it's like, why do I even have to buy this? I could tell this guy's just trying to sell his comic, and I'll never see this creator again, or he has no commitment to comics, or he doesn't support them. He just wants. Look, let me tell you guys, I've been approached by a lot of major studios to be hired to run comic book departments for studios. So I would be like the editor-in-chief. And I said no to all of them, because when it comes down to it, I say, okay, so if we do this, how much can we give to the creators? Like, what percentage? And they're like, oh, no, we'll just buy them out. That's always the thing.
Yeah.
No, we don't want to, we'll just buy them out. And I'm like, I don't want the job. I said, I want to make my friends rich, at least include them. And I've never said yes to any of the jobs. And I've been offered so many of them. You know, it's just they have all the wrong attitude that we're dispensable people that just can keep putting out stuff for them.
Oh yeah.
And you know, I don't like it.
Yeah, and Ethan says I'd rather have a video game deal. I feel like there's more money in that. In your experience, Jimmy, is that true?
So I've written video games, right? So they pay very well, but they're exhausting and they take over a year and a half to write. So I've calmed down with writing the video games. When you can get a royalty on the video game, it's a great deal. If you can't, then it's you get paid once and that's the end of it. But if you own the property and you're licensing it to be made into a video game, then that's a great thing. And I am a big video game player. I'm all for video. I love video games. So yeah, there's a lot more money there. I totally agree with what you just said. Totally agree.
All right, and then on we got another super chat, $5 from Brian Blevins. I love Ash and I love Painkiller Jane. I have a very important question. Is it me or is it that a Christmas tree in the background? And if so, why?
Okay, it is a Christmas tree in the back. It's all the way back there. Okay. Yes, good call. Good eyes, Brian. Why is it there? Because Amanda and I have been working so hard, we haven't had the time to take it down. Plus, it's really nice looking, and it's a white tree. Oh, look, it's flashing now because you're talking about it. But usually we wait till around March to take it down. Yeah, because there's still gifts that aren't opened under it because people have given us gifts, but we don't like to open them unless they're with us.
Mm-hmm.
So we're waiting for a couple of friends to come over, and then we'll open the gifts in front of them. We just feel if we open it when they're not around, it's kind of weird,
Our Christmas tree is up still too. It smells so good. Debbie does the house so nice. I mean, it looks like like out of a Home Alone, New York City and Home Alone or something.
Brian, really good eyes, man. Can anybody guess what the artwork is right here on my my Cintiq? It's hard to see. It's actually a Monaro drawing. It's a
wow!
Oh wow!
From a calendar he did.
Oh, is that an original?
Yeah, it's original. Yeah. I'm a big Monaro fan. Love his artwork.
You've got to be one of the biggest comic, of comic creators. You're definitely one of the biggest collectors out there of original art.
I used to have a lot more, and then I sold a lot of it to buy the house we're in. But I still buy artwork. I have maybe 30 artists that I love their work, and I pick up pieces here and there. But I've cut back on it.
Mm-hmm.
I've definitely cut back. It's a very expensive hobby. So now I'm looking at new guys. I pick up artwork from new guys a little cheaper, or I find that one piece that I love and save up for a while. But it's very, very expensive hobby. It used to be a lot cheaper, and I'll make everybody cry. When I was a kid, and it was a long time ago, I remember, and you're going to vomit. I was at a con in New York, and a guy had a stack of pages like this high, and they were Jack Kirby Fantastic Four pages. Then with $10 a pop. Now this is when $10 was felt like $100 though, And I remember as a kid, I'm like, oh, I want to buy Conan 1 instead. I don't, I love that, but I was such an idiot. I should have bought the whole stack. So when the time machine comes, I'm going to go back and kill Hitler. I'm going to go buy those Kirby pages. And then
there you go. Hey, Christina Lynn asks, how do you write video game stories versus writing graphic novel stories?
Oh, that's a really good question, because a video game, when you write a video game story, first off, you're working with a group of people. So we're talking about maybe you're working with the whole studio, and let's say about 10 or 20 people working on the video games, and there's levels, and then there's stories that spin off it, and there's the stories in between the setup, and then it goes into the gameplay. So it's a completely involved process that takes at least a year to write. And a graphic novel is linear as you want to make it, and you start at page 1 and you go to the end. A graphic novel is a lot easier to write. Video games are very involved, because part of the video game is part of writing a video game is understanding what you can and can't do with the engines that are created for the game. So it's a very involved process. When I worked on Mortal Kombat versus DCU, and I was asking, can we do this? Can we do that? Can I drive? Can I have a car in this scene? And they were like, if we do that, we have to put a different engine. So there's a lot more involved. And in a graphic novel, the universe is yours. As long as you can draw it, or somebody can draw it, whatever, there's no limitation to your imagination. And a good artist can go crazy. So there's a lot more freedom in a graphic novel. A video game is a group project that's very involved. And you usually have to work with a studio of people. And it's not a quick job, but it's also satisfying.
Yeah.
Does that get frustrating? I mean, sometimes you get these ideas, from say someone involved, and you're like, oh gosh.
I had it when we did Mortal Kombat vs. DCU. We had the idea. I had an idea that there was a level where the Joker would steal Batman's car, and he'd ride from Gotham to Metropolis. and you would get points for how many people he hit on the road, you know, sort of like Death Race 2000.
Yeah.
And they were like, no, you know, 1,000 reasons why no. But everyone there was like, ooh, I would play that.
Yeah,
But it was one of those things that, our job is to come up with the ideas. Their job is to tell us it can or can't be done. You know, when you have a futurist on a project, the job is to say, here's how I see this idea, or here's a cool idea I have. And then it's up to a technician or a scientist to make that a reality, you know? So it's like two different things.
Yeah. And then we just got another $5 super chat from Mark C. He's can you discuss Darwin Cook's and Bernie Wrightson's contributions, and do their widows benefit from the campaign?
Okay, so Darwin and Bernie's widows are both friends of mine. They're both friends of ours. And do they benefit? Well, that's a good question. I'd probably take them to dinner or something. It depends. It depends what level of money I hit. They're friends, so a lot of the campaign is the money's going to because when I did the book, I laid out, I probably lost 20-something grand on it. So a lot of the money's going back. I paid everybody for everything, but Bernie's contribution was an interview. So it wasn't a paid thing, but boy, I'd love, if I see his wife, of course I'll buy her some dinner. She's just a wonderful person and friends. But that was an interview. And Darwin's stuff was stuff that he wanted to show off. And Marsha's a really good friend of mine. So sure, she will benefit. She absolutely will benefit on some way. But when they're good friends of yours, it's like, we're just good to our friends. So the benefits, so yes, I think yes is for Darwin, and for Bernie's contribution, probably not. But if I see his wife, of course, we'll definitely talk and.
Do you have a favorite thing that came out of the creator-owned series?
Yeah, I learned that throwing away money is not a fun thing.
Dude, I told you that.
I lost over 20 grand on it by the time I was done because the books came back. We had all these problems with it. The good thing that came out is it exists. Yeah, and that's the thing that nobody can take away from you, that these books exist. And and I learned a lot with everything. You learn so much more with the failures than to do with the success.
Amen.
Success stories, you think, I'm great, I can do anything now. But the failures show you that, okay, you know what, that doesn't work. You have your limitation here. This didn't work. You shouldn't have paid for that. Or why would you pay so much money when this guy's willing to do it for free? So on and so forth. So, so there's always it's a learning process. Always.
I think that you were talking about if you had two more Jimmys, you'd take this thing on again.
Yeah.
And I know what you mean, because
let's do it.
Editorially speaking,
right.
My main job has been bringing a bunch of people together and getting things done.
Right.
And man, there's that temptation after you've experienced that enough times to go, I'll just do the next one myself. Because your first thought is it's going to be easier because I'm only going to do 8 of these pages,
right?
And but you spend so much time herding cats.
Oh my God! I mean, I remember. Well, and Bernie is an example. Hey, Bernie, can you answer these 10 questions?
Yeah,
that's the easy part, right? Because Bernie's yeah, let me do it. And he types it up, and you get it by the end of the day. The weird stuff is like, hey, I want to interview you, and we need some pictures. All right, can you send somebody to take pictures? And or I need, and I shot some of the photos myself. And or the comic part is, we had a whole Phil Noto stories running in all those. So Phil was doing these books, and it was so much work. It was so much work. I think if I ever did another one, it would be, 150 pages, and it would come out once a year. And I would have John J. Hill design everything. I'd just give it to John. He's one of the best designers in comics. I would give it to John and say, John, just design the hell out of this. Go crazy. I talk about it. What's this? I wish Jimmy's voice could be used
for Siri.
What would I tell you? The time is now. Don't they have Sam Jackson's voice for that now?
Siri, tell me a good joke. Fuck you.
Your mother. But anyway, Mark C, thanks for that question. That was a good question. It made me think. So I'm thinking, okay, I have to address that. Good.
Well, there's a good question from Christina Lynn. If you're writing a story for a graphic novel, do you guys ask the artist for input on the details of the story or just give them your detailed script?
Ooh, well, it all depends how good your artist is, right? So if you have a brilliant artist, you tend to pull back with your descriptions and let them create.
Mm-hmm.
If you have an artist that's new and just starting, you tend to overwrite because you want to set up the time of day, where the sun is, what the weather is, what the mood is. So experience makes a big difference with your writing. Knowing who's going to draw your book before you start is the greatest gift you could ever have.
Yeah.
Okay. Because if you're writing for anybody, then Jonah Hex was a book I did where I had the artist lined up. So I'm like, oh, okay, Eduardo Riso is drawing the next issue. Let me draw something I know Eduardo might like, or Jordy Burnett, or Darwin, or something. So that was a very important thing to know.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that you pull back on the amount of description once you reach a comfort level with an artist, even if it's like an established artist, but maybe someone you haven't worked with yet?
Someone, if I haven't worked with them, I will talk to them on the phone and say, how much do I need to give you to set this up? And the other conversation I have, like with a Dan Panosian, guys that are really good, that I say, look, I gave you 4 panels. You can do as many panels as you want to make this action flow better, however you want it. So, I think there's an Amanda Connor sneaking in behind you. Hey, baby.
Hey.
Hello, Amanda.
Hey, Amanda, how are you?
I'm a little
Grab a seat. Have some coffee. Join us.
mug.
How's your Harley Quinn book coming out?
It's keeping us busy. It's keeping us really busy.
Sneak in here a little bit more? There you go.
Yeah, it's keeping us busy. So, it's pretty nutty right now. I'm tired.
Wait, let me turn this to you.
You have a late night? You working all night, or
last night I actually got some sleep.
Nice.
So,
I had to hit him with a bat.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm like
had wing like a flappy bat. I wouldn't actually hurt.
I'm on a 4 a.m. to like 2 or like 12. I don't know. Yeah, something. I'm on a weird schedule, so I have to like take pills and.
Well, do you want to, Jimmy? You want to give us an insight on what you guys are working on?
Oh, we're doing a 4-issue Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey Black Label book that comes out next month.
Will it be in the larger format, like some of Black?
Yeah, it's a bigger format, and it's fun. I mean, we're they're letting us go have some fun with it, and get creative.
Right. Yeah.
They censor us too.
Yeah,
they're censoring. We have to redo pages sometimes because we take it too far.
We're pretty naughty, so yeah, they kind of tighten the reins on us a little bit. So
yeah, boo,
boo.
But probably for good reason.
Nature.
There's some things you can't come back from when we do it. So we definitely look. Our job is to push everything as far as we can.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then them to tell us, okay, no way. And so we did that with Harley for the first 4 years. We just did anything we wanted. And we would get a call. Are you serious? Dan the deal. Are you serious? You're really doing that? And I'm just like, we're in trouble. And he's like, yeah, no joke of wang, TJ.
TJ. Good old TJ.
Yeah, TJ. I have a question for TJ. Do you want to see Joker's penis?
I actually know how to draw Joker. I know exactly.
Is the tip green?
What would you do with his penis?
It would look like it would be like one of those clowns that come out of a box.
Oh, it would be like yeah, there you go.
Just the tip.
Yes.
Just the pointed hat.
And the pointed hat. There you go.
Oh, pointed. Oh.
Hey, do we have any questions? I know people pay. We have to go back, I guess, a couple.
There was a question, or actually, it was just a statement. Said that somebody said that they loved Amanda's She cover, which really rocks.
Thanks.
Amanda's She cover is dope.
JV, thank you, JV.
I was actually feeling like when I was a teenage girl, and my mother would be like, you're being a smartass here, but the reason that you're here, the reason this is happening to me is because you're here. So I was just doing that. I was just remembering my teen years. And
well, it was huge for us. So thank you so much. I remember, like, you sent us the email, and me and Debbie on the same email, and she goes, Billy. Like, what? She goes, open your email. She's all excited, and I'm like, what? Like, Amanda sent a rough or whatever, and I'm like, and it was like, oh, but it's perfect. And you're like, what do you think? Is it? I'm like, nah, it's going. That's awesome.
Oh, we got this one's actually for JC. Thanks for the $5 super chat, Scarlet Crusader. This question is for JC. My Houston Astros are dirty cheaters, and it's 30 degrees negative 30. Make me happy. Is Stargate coming back to TV?
Just lie to me.
I can say that sure. we've heard
syndication
incredibly nothing about the comics, despite many inquiries. And of course, that was American Mythology's one of their best-selling titles, and they really wanted to do more. As far as the show, we've heard that some of the creative folks have been pitching MGM on a new series. I think, as fans, we'd rather see them wrap up the old series, but maybe they'll do something good as long as it's not another one of those online movies in 10 minutes a piece. I'd be happy with it, but we haven't heard anything in the last few days. And some of the people we knew at MGM are now gone, which is MGM tradition.
They're dead?
Yes, they're dead. No, they're just gone.
Oh, they're just gone.
Yeah.
They died. Oh my God.
It's horrible.
It's hard.
My condolences.
Good to see you, Mandy. Thank you for that's
Thank
one
you,
of
Mandy.
our moderators is leaving. She has her own show. So
Mandy Summers. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Mandy
she's
Summers.
got a great show. She's got a fun show. Mandy, throw the link.
Why Mandy Summers?
Yeah, throw your link in the chat for your show tonight.
Amanda, I love your Skippy hat.
Thank you.
We all should wear hats again. Remember, Jimmy, when we all wore hats?
If he was Gilligan, I'd be going like this.
Gilligan.
Oh!
So Jimmy's little project here is doing very well. He's gotten some backers while he was on, Amanda.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And it's some question. There was a guy, just a kid from Brooklyn. We met he said we met in Silver Star Comics on Nostrand, man. Good to see you again, dude. Hope you're doing well. That was
Nice.
way back when. That was 94, I think, when he was 7 years old.
Yeah.
And, there's another guy, Brian. Hey, Brian Blevins. How did I like working for Valiant? Yeah, it was awesome at the time. And Joe and I split the original, so he kept 2/3 of everything I inked, and I got 1/3. So for every 3 pages, he got 2, I got 1. That's how we
like
split it.
Standard inker penciler.
Yeah, standard split, and then I get every 3rd cover and sell it instantly.
Yes.
But anyway, I wanted to those were fun days. It's when Valiant we did a book. It sold 2 million copies. XO0.
Wow, really? I bought that. Was that had a chromium cover, right?
It had a chromium cover.
You can wrap chicken in it and microwave it.
Yeah.
It would spark.
Don't do it. Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, you can't micro. You can cook
Do,
it.
do not attempt this at home.
No.
You hear that, Brian Blevins?
Thank
Don't
you.
risk it.
Just wanted to make sure I got those guys.
So let me ask, what do you guys think of the DC Universe app and the Harley Quinn cartoon?
Harley Quinn. Well, we saw the first 5 episodes.
Yeah, it's foul.
It's really foul. It's fun and foul.
It's fun and foul,
It's
yeah.
fun and foul. I've been just like, pulling all-nighters and everything, so I haven't gotten the opportunity to watch the other Harley.
Yeah, we have to catch up.
Because I'm saving all my fun TV for when I can just relax and have fun with it.
And enjoy it. I'll be honest, I like it. I think it's fun.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Oh god, it's a blast. Yeah.
It's definitely made for me
both.
on some level people who know comics.
Yeah.
Because there's so much reference to characters and stuff in it.
There's a lot of that. I have a question for Amanda.
Yeah.
When you did Tomo for Billy, way back when.
I
Yeah.
remember.
Was
Yeah.
what had you done before that?
What had I done before? Vampirella,
Mm-hmm.
Gargoyles.
Gargoyles,
Gargoyles?
Barbie, Bayou Billy, and
Bayou Billy Tucci.
Thank you.
4 project like 2 backup stories. 2 backup
Bayou
stories.
Billy.
No, 3 backup
Bayou Billy. There you
Bayou
go.
Billy. Oh my god.
Bayou Billy Tucci. It was originally titled, and,
I
they
love
changed, and nobody bought it, so they had to change it. Also, if you look in the corner here, it says Americana Artist of the Month. You can't see it, but that was a cute little thing they did in the Archie books. They highlight the artists in the box.
That's so cool.
Was it a drawing of you, Amanda?
Yes,
There
it
you
is.
go.
It's a self.
There you go.
Are you winking?
That was my 80s hair.
Hair.
Are you winking?
So my
Oh no, yeah, it was 3 backup stories for Marvel and something called Suburban Jersey Ninja She Devils. That yeah. No, 2, yeah, and then an X-Men story. Yeah. So yeah, 5 Marvel books, of various lengths, and
all right. So here's my self-involved version of this part of this question.
okay.
Was the interview we did for Overstreet's Fan your first interview? Because I got a couple first interviews in my career, but I didn't know if you were one of them.
When was that?
It was literally while you were working on Tomo.
I think you might have done some before.
Yeah.
But not as good as your interview.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
I did the first one with Michael
Great.
Turner. I did the first
Yes,
one
that
with
was just
Gary
the
Moore.
first great one.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much.
You think I did something for like comics?
Sure.
Journal or something?
CBG. Right.
But yeah, there was something in the 80s that was like very literary. I think
Yeah.
I did one there. So
Comics Journal, maybe.
yeah.
Now, Amanda, you went to the Kubert School, right?
Yes, I did.
And any of your classmates doing comics still? Like any of your classmates became comic book stars like yourself? Or
3 weeks.
oh, really? Went to school with Lee?
Wow.
Wow.
Yep, Lee Weeks.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'm like forgetting.
Dick is in you. Dick is in you?
Yeah.
No.
I try to keep it straight.
Hey,
I'm sorry.
Pat McGroin, I think, was one of the big guys there.
Pat Brousseau
Pat Brousseau.
went on to do comic lettering. I think is he still working for DC?
Yeah, but I think
ever
Pat-
since they moved.
I don't know.
Yeah. I know I'm forgetting somebody, and somebody's gonna be like, "What about me?" And you're like, shit. But those were in like my
Anna Marie Cool.
She was a year ahead of me.
Oh, is
Yeah.
that with what's his name as well? Graham Nolan? Was he a year ahead of you too?
I think he was. Yeah.
You know, was a year ahead of me was Joe Jusko.
Who?
When I went to the High School of Art and Design, Joe Jusko was like a year or 2 ahead of me.
Yeah.
What does he do?
Joe Jusko?
Yeah.
Your
Thank you.
mother. He does your mother.
Yes, you like it too, I bet. You
Oh,
like
you don't know who Joe Jusko is. Come on.
What a terrible, one of the most disturbing stories of my life is with Joe Jusko and my mom at our wedding.
That's true. We were there to see that.
Yes, we saw that firsthand.
That is, you can tell that another time. You don't want to tell that.
Is there video?
No, I don't care. It's funny when Debbie's there. I don't know if Debbie's
Video.
She's got, Lauren had another baby, Amanda.
Oh,
She had a baby boy yesterday. So
With
Debbie,
the same guy, or was it a different guy this time?
yeah.
Different guy.
So
that's
basically
cool.
we had our wedding, and we had, I don't know, a dozen or so beautiful single women, young ladies, and my mom. So when Debbie threw the bouquet, I think my mother
Yes,
threw
at the time.
2 of them out the window and kicked one of them across the dance floor to get the bouquet because Joe Jusko had caught the garter.
Yep, I remember that.
And she was bowling people over to get to the damn to catch the bouquet. I think Debbie's cousin is still walks with a limp from that night.
It was disturbing seeing Joe putting the garter up on your mom's thigh.
Oh,
Like that was really, and you know, Joe was digging it. You know, Joe was making the faces, and
So we just
you might have had a brother or a sister from Joe if if we didn't all break it up that night.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be calling him Dad.
That
So disturbing and wrong. So disturbing.
comics.
Don't invite comic book creators to your weddings.
Or near your mom's.
That wasn't bad.
Yeah.
I'm never meeting my mom.
So outstanding.
You're not my dad.
Okay.
Now with a question. Now with Free Comic Book Day coming up, Billy, didn't you do a special little cover?
I did.
Yeah.
There
it is.
Nice. Oh, that's great.
Thank you guys for that.
It's Baby Jane and Bugs Bunny. It's awesome. Bugs Bunny? No, I'm kidding.
Oh, I thought it was Roger Rabbit.
Yeah, and it was colored by Wes Hartman. Jimmy, you said stick a carrot in her belt. Remember?
Yes, because she had it.
Say anything to you, and you went with it.
I mean, they're a team in this cover, so they have to kind of, work together.
We've done this series for the last few years now of these crossovers that will never happen.
I love Unlikely Crossing.
On our covers. We did the Three Stooges as Eternal Warrior, Bloodshot, and
There you go.
so.
I would totally read that.
And by the way, Billy, the carrot's for her.
Yes, for her to gnaw on. And I remember when I drew you for some reason, Jeff, I remember I thought I saw a bunch of people on the cover, and I thought they were going to be surrounded by type. And there is no type on the covers.
So why did you think that?
I don't know. I don't know why.
Did you ask the person who asked you to do the cover?
Hey, Renee.
Hey, Renee.
Hey, Renee.
Hey, Renee.
Where's your
Renee
name?
popped up right there.
Hey.
Renee. Renee's people. A lot of these people don't have photos for their little icons. I guess that's not a thing people do anymore.
Well, some of them do. I guess it's your choice. Like Scarlet Crusader here has a nice image.
Oh yeah. Little
Ethan had one. And by the way, I don't know if you guys saw the one earlier, but Ethan said he had to sign off to go do his show, but he was going to share the link to the Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, there's some skulls. There's Mandy Summers has her photo. Okay. Yeah, I was just curious because a lot of it is like, Renee, you don't have a photo there, right?
Oh,
an icon. I think everyone should put Baby Yoda in theirs. I think that's just
the Angry Artist has an
Angry Art has a good piece of art.
Yeah, he drew that too.
Pretty cool, dude.
Nice.
He's a great artist.
Don't be so angry though.
I know.
It's not good for your heart.
I'm so serious.
Hey, I think we should have the Angry Artist on someday, just to be angry and just yell at people.
Do you think he's really angry?
He's angry, yeah.
He is. Okay.
He is. He is the Oscar the Grouch of the crowd of our audience.
Okay.
Hey Jimmy, Niall and I have been throwing about ideas for upcoming shows, and we're expanding.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to start having lunch with legends. So we have Joe Sinnott lined up, and
nice.
Alan Bellman and Larry Hama and a bunch of bigger named artists. Walter Simonson and Wheezy said that they'd come on. But we're expanding to different things, and we want to do come Oscar time, and the Oscars were just announced to do an Oscars show. Would you come on for that, and we could talk about the films up for the Oscars?
Yeah, if we're around, yeah, definitely. If we're in town, absolutely.
That'd be great. We'll do it, maybe the Thursday before the Academy Awards or something like that, and talk about which films we all.
You can come dressed like something special, like we're at the awards.
Dressed for the red carpet.
For the red carpet.
Amanda, you have a red sequin dress?
I was actually, there's one I'm looking at online. I might actually buy it. I have
Amanda's going to be on the red carpet.
I hope it's not the same one Billy's looking at.
I'm looking at, no, I saw a really nice dress for Debbie. She's like, well, I got to wear that going out. We going to a wedding or something? I'm like, we should just get that.
Amanda's going to be on the red carpet soon. That's the color of a carpet in our room. So,
oh, behave.
Hey.
What a scam. Dwayne Cernowski.
Dwayne C. Any chance for more Ash comics?
Yeah, I think we answered that earlier, but Dwayne, if Joe's up for it, then I'm up for it. We have to do it together or we don't do it. So if Joe calls me up and says, hey, you want to do a new Ash book, we do it. And Time Bomb, TJ, unfortunately, that's owned by Radical. I'd love to get that back. One of my favorite books I worked on with Paul Galassi, Time Bomb was a blast. I see 8 Baby Yoda. Somebody ate paper.
No,
Everybody's getting involved. But I'd love to do more Time Bomb, but again, I don't own it, and that's the part of when I was doing comics where they weren't offering any ownership. So at the time, that's what happens. We learn as we go.
We all live and we learn.
Is there some entity that controls the Radical properties? Or are they still a going concern?
There's a guy that owns them. I think I talked to him not too long ago. Like, they still go out and try to sell them to other places. So I look, I might turn on cable TV and that might be a Time Bomb movie for all I know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
It was pretty good.
If they do, they'll send me like $10 in the mail. So that'd be nice.
Now, let me ask you guys a question for anyone out there, since a lot of our audience are, creator owned or independent creators. If they ever come to a point where, a major publisher or someone wants to get involved, and is there stipulations like with your character? Like, do they want ownership of your character? Is it for a certain amount of time, or is it completely at a discretion of your agreement?
So you mean a company comes and wants to buy a character of mine?
Yeah, like someone say you have a character going on, you're doing it independently, you've ran a few Kickstarters, it's very popular, and they approach you.
Yeah, you have to weigh what they want, because if they're approaching you, that means they probably have other interests or they want to publish it. If they just want to publish it but not own any of the rights to it, then it's a publishing deal, and you work out the details of the publishing deal, because the publisher has to make back their money. Once they make back all their money, then you guys split the percentage evenly or what it may be. Now, if they want to own your property because they want to have the rights to also shop it, then you have to make a different deal. And part of that deal is you have to say, okay, you have this long to shop it. You only own it for this much time. Then all the rights come back to me. So that makes them want to have to shop it fast, because there's no time to lose. And then you say, by the way, anything on the contract, anything, if you sell it, I get the first right to refusal to write it if you're a writer. And also you say, I'm absolutely a producer on it. So so you can't do the deal unless I'm a producer on it. Because what they will do is try to write you out of the deal. Or a lot of companies, and man, they've tried to do this, is they tell you, well, we got this deal. You can't be involved with the producer, but we have a producer, but you can't be involved. So they already have too many producers. Well, then you tell them, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
As clean as that, as nice as that. And say, if you're a producer, if it's a 50-50 deal and you're a producer, that means I'm a producer. There is no, and again, the more you get into the contract, in the development stage of the contract, the better. So you have to get a real lawyer, entertainment lawyer, and it's worth every dime. Give them their 10%. It doesn't matter, because what the studios will do is everything they could to get rid of you or not have you be part of it. And you have to stand up for them. And look, we've said no to deals because the deal was not right. And you're like, how can you say no? That might be a big movie. I'm like, I'd rather it be nothing than watch somebody make 90% of something I created. So you have to say no.
I mean, now they're always, so you'd say that, so like 90% of the time then, or majority of the time, they are trying to get you out of your property?
Well, if you're a new person that doesn't know the business, they will try to pull things on you. Or they give you this contract that is like a pasted, like they find this general contract that they get everything. And they wait for you to come back and say, I don't like this, I don't like that, I don't like that. But some people get that contract and just sign it.
Yeah.
Because they don't have
they're so
they just don't know.
They're so in awe of the flash of Hollywood in that. And it's sort of like if you've been in comics for 25 years, you're still a newbie to them.
Yeah. Right. And the aura, the great stuff about Hollywood, look, it's because we grow up, we love movies. So of course we'd love to see something we did turned into a film or a TV show and everything. But once you get past that, it's a business. And part of the business, if part of the business is screwing you over, you don't want to do business with people. Yeah. If they're good people, they'll tell you, no, of course, we're going to work with you and we're going to do this and that. But if you feel they're going to step all over you or just buy it to a lot of producers, what they do is they develop the character. They'll give you a development deal and then they sit on it for 2 years because they don't want other people to get it. It's a very complicated thing. I will say anybody new in the business, if Hollywood people approach you, get an entertainment lawyer, or if you can't, say, I need to see the contract to run it by my lawyer. Even if you don't have a lawyer, go and find it. But just tell them you have one. Yeah. Because you don't want them to think, oh, yeah, I'll sign it. I always feel bad. And by the way, that goes for you guys that are writers and artists and colorists and letterers. that comics give you a contract.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say the same thing. Read it through, because I've seen some indie contracts where there are no rights reversion, meaning you create something and they own it forever, and that's bullshit. The rights have to come back to you at some point. So don't sign anything without a rights reversion.
What's a good length of time?
5 years is a decent length of time. Mm-hmm. Sometimes the contracts are, if the book goes out of print, you get the rights back. So if they don't reprint it, if they don't re-release it as a trade, or if it's out of print, then you get the rights back.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Yeah,
absolutely.
No, Brian Blevins. Amanda Connor is amazing, and then she married the incredible Jimmy Palmiotti. I bet that when this happened,
the world
got just a
definitely
little bit
my
better.
world got better. I don't know if Amanda's did, but mine.
Poor Amanda. Blevins.
I feel so bad for her. Stuck with me.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
Stuck with me.
No.
Me and Darwin.
Nice.
Me and
so what's on the next row in the crowdfunding arena? What's down the pike for you? Anything you can talk about?
The next one is going to be Sex and Violence 3. So we crowdfunded Sex and Violence 1 and 2. So this is a brand new. It's another anthology based around the themes of sex and violence, and this one has like 4 short stories done by me and Justin, a whole bunch of new creators, and we're still working on it. But that's going to be after the Create Our Own Heroes one, and then I got we're working on other projects. Amanda and I working on something.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a long time with Amanda because she has like steady work that actually pays the bills.
Yeah.
So
we have great ideas for crowdfunding, but we just have to get the opportunity, the time wise, get the opportunity.
I could use 5 Amandas, that's for sure.
I could use 5 Amandas.
I know I could use 5 Amandas.
So okay, that question's about crowdfunding. What about the Hollywood front, Jimmy? What do you guys have going on at the moment?
Well, the screenplay for Painkiller Jane is with somebody, an actress now, so waiting to hear back. Back to Brooklyn's being shopped around. It's a screenplay Craig Wheaton and I did together. The Pro, we have a couple of offers we're looking at. Some stuff is out there being developed, Super Zero and stuff like that. We're a lot of it now is we sit around and we wait.
Yeah,
I've written a couple of screenplays, so those are out there. I'm done with the Hollywood stuff right now. It's going to do whatever it's going to do. I have a manager. Right, my focus is comics. The movie stuff's going to do whatever it do. When he needs me, he can call me, and but I'm not really putting too much time in it right now.
We got a question from the Angry Artist. As a new artist with a couple covers published, should I be a bit more strict on my fee to do a cover, or be more loose to get more covers out there?
Ooh, well, I'm gonna ask him if you're making a living doing something else and you're able to pay your bills, then maybe you can. Here's what you do with every cover: you ask for a little more money, but you ask in a nice way, because the worst they can say is, "Well, we don't have the money, or we can't pay you more," and then you decide whether you want to do it or not. It doesn't have to be. It's either this or nothing, right? It has to. What you can do is say, "Hey, look, I did that last cover for you. Anyway, I can get a couple more bucks for this one." And a lot of times too, when you're starting, especially when you're starting, you get offers for covers. If it's something you really love, don't let them know that so quickly. Don't be so eager. Just say, you know what, I'd love to do it. What are you paying for it? And if they come back with it, say whatever the number they come back, say, you know what, maybe 20% more, I can definitely nail this. And I do love the character, by the way. Play it cool. Play it cool. And remember, your art is worth something, but you also want to get your work out there. So it's a balancing act. So don't say no. Just approach it with can you do any better? And it never hurts to say, there's no editor will ever be mad at you and say, if they say, hey, look, I can pay you $200, and you go, can you do any better? And they'll say, maybe I can get you 50 more bucks. Or maybe they'll say, no, that's all we have. But at least you ask. It's the guys that don't ask get stuck forever in the same loop. You always have to ask.
Yeah, I want to add one thing to that, and that's some editors will get mad because they're people you don't want to work for anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, yeah,
yeah.
I've never had anybody get mad at it. I've always had them say, let me ask. I get a lot of let me ask, or I get like, well, that's a lot more than we pay our other guys. And I'm
like,
it's okay, and if sometimes if I feel I don't want to do it, I just go, it's okay if I don't do it. So it's cool, you know. So good luck, Angry Artist. I hope that helped.
Yeah, good luck to you, buddy.
Yeah,
he's a good guy. He's I've known him for a while. He grew his whole business on Facebook. He was able to actually quit his day job, and he gets a lot of mail order commissions. And now he's finally getting the exposure. He started doing the cards, the sketch cards, and now he's actually getting creators to asking him to do covers for him. For them, I mean.
Do you know what his day job was? Like he was angry, right?
I think it was insurance. I could be wrong. I think he was in insurance.
Yeah, man. I get why he's
that
angry.
made him angry.
I get it. Insurance is tough. You're betting on people dying.
Well, it depends on what kind of insurance, though. It could be like car insurance.
Again,
could be like a couple of rough-looking Italian guys.
People like not dying.
Right, but keep having accidents.
No. Insurance companies don't. Yeah.
Then they drop you right afterwards.
Oh
no, it is. Yeah, I did life insurance for 7 years. Okay.
There you go.
I was betting on people dying. There you go.
Hey, little man, what's up?
We have a cat. Billy has a dog.
He's very clean.
Is that Devo?
Yeah. He's very clean. Amanda licks him clean every night.
It's a two-way street.
By the way, has anyone here seen the Cats movie?
Horrible.
You saw it?
I don't need to.
Oh no, I just wanted to meet an actual person that saw it.
I saw that friggin' play twice, and it was horrifying.
I never saw the play, but
oh my god, disgusting.
Yeah,
I don't know any movie where people are doing this.
My wife was like, Cats never got good reviews. Even on stage, it never got good
Oh,
reviews.
it's terrible. Is it something you had to go see, and you're like, oh my god, get me out of here?
Oh, you're a cat.
Weird, just weird and.
There we
There's
go.
Devo.
Hey, everybody.
Wait, that way.
There we go.
He's wearing a bandana today. Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
He's wearing a bandana.
this is a good-sized kitty.
It is. We're having him for Thanksgiving.
Amanda.
Ooh, delicious.
Amanda.
Yes.
Brian Blevins wants to know: is that a Christmas tree behind you?
Yeah, it is. It is. We got it put up really.
We answered that already. But
Oh, we did?
Yeah. Trying to make
Yeah.
you feel bad about the Christmas tree.
Oh, ours.
I feel bad about the Christmas tree every year.
I don't.
Ours
I like
is up still.
It's very pretty.
Yeah.
Wildfires, we just need to represent trees anywhere we can.
I had to take mine down because my twins thought it was great to take glass balls and smash them in their hands.
Oh my God! Did they cut themselves?
They did, and they were laughing. I'm like, oh my God, they're little masochists. What are they doing? Like, ha ha ha. I'm like, oh my gosh.
We're
They're
definitely learning a lot.
super villains.
We're definitely learning a lot here today.
No, they're good kids. Good eggs. Good eggs.
All right, so right now you guys have the massive Harley Quinn. Is it 4 issues?
Yeah.
4 issues through Black Metal.
We could show art for it.
4 issues, right?
We could show art for it too.
Can we?
And if you stood here with art, you could show it. Like if you just said, "Here's the art," and then moved it quickly so they couldn't screen grab it, and then, maybe not.
Are you sure that?
No, I don't know. We'll get in trouble.
Get in trouble.
I wouldn't risk it.
No, okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, it'll be out. It'll be out in a couple of weeks anyway.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
right?
All right, so we have we have that, and what's next on the mainstream after that? You have something lined up after that? You go with your own stuff,
Mostly my own stuff. I do have an offer from DC that I'm looking at, but that's about it.
Jimmy and Amanda, we should do something.
Don't do it, Amanda.
I
What
won't
does it
do
say?
it.
It
I
says
won't
don't
do
do
it.
what?
Don't get in trouble from DC and then
Oh,
get
okay.
fired off the book.
All right, get Swifty.
Yes. No, I said we should do something this year.
Scott
Jimmy.
Con, terrific
Con being ScotchCon,
New England.
Yes.
We can call Terrificon ScotchCon now, Billy, instead of
Yes,
Baltimore.
we can definitely do that at Terrificon is that. I was trying to pull something out of Jimmy and Amanda, but no one's biting on that one.
What?
I said we should do something this year together.
Well, do we want to even? Maybe that's for another show, Billy.
Okay, that's for another show.
For another show.
That's for another show.
I know exactly what you're thinking of.
It'd be so cool if we all did something together, wouldn't it?
It'd be great if we
do
did
that.
something together, Billy.
We should do something together.
It would be out of this world.
No. I got a title for it and everything.
There you
I
go.
don't know if we could say it on this family show.
No, not yet.
Enough. That's enough. Anyway, oh gee whiz, we've had you on for.
I know. It's already. I can't believe it's already over an hour.
Yeah,
I got a question though. Do you guys have anything that like you want to be working on?
What's that?
Do you have anything that you want to be working on? Like, since you do stuff with DC and whatnot, is there anything you haven't worked on yet that you want to?
I'd like to work on my tan.
My house, my garage.
We want to work.
No, not real work like that.
Traveling.
I think that's a really good question now, because Jimmy, let's face it, you guys, you've done westerns, you've done spy stuff, you've done straight superheroes, you've done silly superheroes, you've done all sorts of different stuff.
Right.
Is there a genre you want to tackle that you guys haven't done yet?
Like, how about humorous porno?
I would do humorous porno.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
You heard
Like
me.
I'll do anything humorous. I will. Yeah, I'll do comedy.
Humorous.
You could bring Flipper back, the dolphin.
Flipper.
Yeah. Dolphins and people have a special connection, I hear.
That's what I hear.
That's really left field.
Are we
I was just going to say that's like really non sequitur theater.
I mean, are you just thinking about dolphin sex and like that was we said dirty humor right away. You went to dolphin sex.
Dolphins.
My mind goes, all right, what's going to get them? And then dolphins pop up. And I'm like, Flipper, king of the sea.
That's exactly what happened.
Catherine liked.
I mean, we do like to put humor in everything we do. I just feel like comics are so dark.
Yeah.
So when Amanda and I do, we do like to kind of make everything kind of a little sassy.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah, and I don't think a lot of people are doing that in most of the books these days. I think there's a weird kind of humor that people. I notice a lot of writing where people read comics so much that there's like this humor about the comic. They kind of make fun about the comic a little bit. But humor is really tough to do or pull it off correctly. And to draw it is even harder. Expressions and everything. And Amanda's from the school of Chuck Jones, so she gets it,
My favorite cartoon humorist.
And I like this. TJ said, how about a day in the life of Power Girl's cat? How about this? We've asked to do Power Girl.
Yeah, we're trying to get Power Girl back.
But they're not biting, so.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Oh.
She's probably my favorite. I mean, I adore Harley, but I think Power Girl might be my favorite DC character.
We put her in a new Harley book, though.
We did.
We did.
I love it when she and Harley get together. That's like one of my favorite things to draw.
Hey, look, Amanda.
Mm-hmm.
Here comes Deb. Look at
Hey, Deb.
Hey, Deb.
How's everybody?
How you doing?
Fantastic.
You are just so friggin' cute, Amanda.
No,
I just love you.
I just love you back.
The funny thing is that hat doesn't fit on Jimmy's head.
Yeah, my head is giant.
That's why
It's like I have like apartments.
This
up
is
here.
why I never had babies.
Yeah, that's right. If we had children, it'd be like giant-headed freaks. So we don't.
No, I just didn't want to push them out.
Oh, you don't want to push them out.
Borrow hours once in a while if you'd like.
Or what?
She's always pushing me out.
Oh yeah, you can do. You borrow our kids.
What's that?
I'll
Yeah,
borrow your kids. Your kids.
that's it. You can leave them here for a day. You can leave them here for a day or two. We can handle them.
Well, you can put William to work. He'll do it if you got stuff to move, and he loves that stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, you might need a trip to come down to Florida.
Yeah, you guys all
Hi, Renee.
come down.
Yep.
So we'll see you guys at the end of February for the Miami Con.
We'll get to a one-day show
Yeah.
in Miami, and we have no idea what it's about, but it'll be fun because you guys are there.
Yeah.
Woo!
We'll have
And then,
fun.
and then
We'll have fun.
Miami, there's great places to eat.
It's good. The
Drink.
girls can go topless in Miami. The
February.
topless beach. Yeah.
I forgot.
So you can
about
take
that.
your hat off if you want. Not good. It's not good for the tan, but
Oh, that's funny. You can go top. All right.
It's beautiful.
Well, it's getting there. So thank you. All right, honey. You going to bed?
I'm going to bed.
All right. I turned the
Good
heat on.
night. Good to see you.
Hi, Deb. We're kind of like Charles Nelson Riley. I can't even. Oh, witchy. Oh,
And I can be.
witchy.
And I can be Paul.
Wear your glasses.
Oh yeah. I need the.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. But JC felt just. Oh my God, JC's gone.
He's gone.
JC. He exploded with laughter.
Are we learning stuff? So what is this? What is this about? No,
I don't
we're
know.
learning things today. Did we learn stuff today?
Everything's wrong.
Was this a good episode, Billy?
This is a great episode.
No, it's a great episode. It's to promote creator-owned heroes. To say hello to you, Jimmy. Thank you guys for coming on to our show. We know how busy you are.
Darwin.
Special guest Amanda Kana.
Special
And
guest
Darwin.
Darwin.
And the Darwin mug.
And you found that, right, Amanda? Did you see that, or did Jimmy?
Actually, Jimmy found it. We went. We were going Christmas shopping, and they have some great antique stores up like half an hour north of us. And we were just like, "What are we going to get, Darwin?" And we were walking around, and then Jimmy finds one of these, and he showed it to me, and I laughed for about an hour and a half. And just because I was like, "Oh, it's Darwin."
Remember, we went up to the counter and said, "I will pay anything for this cup." That's $12. And I'm like,
I said it would have been a bargain at $200.
yes,
But
we would've
yeah,
still bought it.
and then we
That's
gave it to Darwin for Christmas.
And Darwin made the same face.
Yeah, we have a picture of him somewhere.
And then Ben found us some extra ones. So we have two of them. We have them in our living room. Like,
I mean, it really looks.
Really?
I mean, that is meant to be. I mean, that really looks like.
You can find like a picture of Darwin somewhere.
Here you go.
And, yeah.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, it's frightening.
It is.
Like, it makes me laugh every day. I should make this with vodka.
Oh, see, that would be very appropriate.
That's very appropriate if it was filled with Erica.
In Jeff's computer crashed, so that's where he
Oh, okay. You can have like Darwin on the show. Hey, Tucci. Hey, Tucci.
You know, F you.
What the hell's with that arm over there?
Yeah.
That Captain.
What's going on with that, Skipper? Huh? What do you think? Nah. Right. Darwin Cook. We missed the guy.
I love him.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't know, Niall. I don't know, man. How can we talk?
Yeah.
This is fantastic.
No, this has been a great episode, man. It's nice, and we're streaming with a new software tonight for the first time.
Look at my creative lighting. You know,
I know.
You need some purple lighting or something. Some purples or some oranges, purples.
Oh, look at that! You even have some graphics.
You see
Look at that
that?
CGI effect.
Yeah, look at that. It was like the abyss for a second. Oh, there's Jason.
Hey!
His head made it back. All right, well, thank you.
He made it.
Thank you.
JC, you got like hickeys on your neck? Is that why that's covered?
No,
Oh, there you go.
I do see a hickey.
All right.
All right, guys. Well,
There's the
Jimmy,
golf ball.
Amanda, thank you guys so much for coming on. This was wonderful.
You're welcome. We're gonna go eat now.
See you guys in a month down at Miami Con. And
And then we have, let's see, we'll be at C2E2. If you guys, anybody around C2E2, we're going to be there.
we are. We're gonna be
there this
what's the
year.
dates of that?
I think it's the end of February.
Yeah.
Hang on. I'll look
It's
at
like
the
26th or something like that.
the 28th of February.
Oh,
It's
nice.
the next week after our Miami show.
Okay,
How many
cool.
shows are you guys going to do this year?
I think we have 7.
7? Nice.
We're doing Dayton, Ohio. This one, you know, I have to go to the doctor
Mhm.
to get every 5 years. What is that?
You have that.
Colonoscopy?
Yes. So I just have a picture of a butt on that day on my calendar. Because we're comic book people. We have short head. You know?
I think it's all that bad. It's a good day. Usually your doctor takes you out to lunch first, right?
Give your flowers.
Well, okay.
Gives you flowers.
Really quickly, when they're putting you under, and a guy, one of the surgeons goes, "I'm a big fan of yours."
No.
As I'm going under. It's the last thing I see. This guy goes, "Hey Jimmy, I'm a big fan of yours." I'm like, "I hope so."
And this is why I haven't gotten mine yet.
Yes.
Because I'm like, I'm very shy about that.
And we had a
Oh, man.
we had a friend that was one of the doctors at work that did it for a living, and she said one time twice
She was the one of the
Assistant.
assistants. Yeah.
and she said one time they put a guy under and a woman under, and as they started the procedure, the woman went, "Oh, doctor." And they all started laughing. They had to stop for a couple of minutes and go back.
And this is why he's angry.
Wait. and then the other one was this woman, and he started the procedure because you're in like a twilight sleep, and the woman said, "What was the guy's name?"
She said, Richard. I said no.
Oh my God, that's like the hits keep coming.
There you go.
We learned something today.
Wonderful.
Before we go, though, I do want to just really quick to Paper Films website.
Yes, paperfilms.com, folks. Oh, there you go. Look at that. Big.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know how long it took to put all those covers on the ground and take a photo from a helicopter? It was really tough.
I could imagine. I mean, and everything's lined up so perfectly.
Yeah. Cool.
Did you run some chalk lines?
I glued it to the ground.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff on there. We sell art, and we have there's a little bit of everything on there. John J. Hill designed it and did a great job. But we sell original art. We sell digital books, signed books. There's artwork. And if you go on the page, you can join a newsletter. So we hit you like once a month, and we'll show like exclusive art and all that kind of stuff. So it's fun.
Yeah, it asked me to sign up, and I clicked the X.
Yeah, there you go.
Question though, do you guys also put on like your convention appearances? Do you like have a calendar or anything on the site?
We do this. When you go on the main page, there's a list of the next bunch of shows we're going to do. It should pop up. What?
Can you find that? You want to come and see Jimmy and Amanda?
Yeah, it should be on there. You know what? Oh, the newsletter gives it. So when you subscribe,
the newsletter. Okay.
Yeah. We like to give a heads up. It's sort of like when you have to knock on the door and say, hi, we just moved to the neighborhood. We do that with wherever we're going to do a convenction. Make sure people know.
Nice.
Billy knows what I'm talking about.
And we'll
Look,
just
I was
play,
on a tree at the time, Billy. There was nothing,
I hear you, buddy. I hear you.
The story.
No, I'm just making it up. It's
Well, we're looking forward to our Oscar show.
yes.
That's going to be great. We all have to wear hats for that. We have to wear something for that.
I have many hats, Billy.
My mom gave him a cowboy hat that he
I do have a cowboy hat.
just the cowboy hat.
Yeah, wait, I'm getting it. Ugh, it's under my Santa Claus hat.
There's your Santa hat.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, people don't like that Santa hat because it says F Christmas on it. But
Do people get mad at you for that?
they do.
Oh, look at that.
Oh wow, it's like Garth Brooks.
Hopalong Casarich.
Well, let me tell you, son. This is I don't wear this out very often. Although Amanda probably would like it if I wore it.
Sure.
You could do that for your cameo when they make a good Jonah Hex movie.
There you go. That's right.
Oh, nice.
Look,
It
Annie,
works on Amanda though.
Annie, get your gun.
That's right.
Wait, let me get you a gun.
I think I took the guns up to my studio.
Here's one.
Oh, there we go.
There
That's
you
not the proper gun, but okay.
Yeah, it doesn't look very Western.
No, it's not.
All right.
The-
Sorry.
The 6-shooter is in my room.
Okay.
I think I was using it for drawing.
All right, cute. You're so cute. She's so cute.
She is and oh so
You
talented.
breaking your desk?
No. Just
Oh, you're breaking your
right.
original art. Oh, that's not good.
So this is the show that never ends, isn't it? That's what I was just noticing.
No, we're good.
I have to take a 6 a.m. flight to Albuquerque.
No, okay. Where are you going?
Albuquerque.
Albuquerque.
To that convention we did that time, remember?
You'll see your friends there.
There's an amazing store in Albuquerque called Stranger Factory.
And our friends own it. Brent and
And
Kathy
it's
own
so
it.
cool. It's just your head will explode. If anybody's in the Albuquerque area,
Yeah, check
it's
it out.
Pretty cool.
Tell them you know us, and you'll get 10% added onto your.
What a deal.
All right, guys.
All
Well,
right.
thank you all. Jimmy Palmiotti, Amanda Connor. Jimmy has Creator-Owned Heroes live right now on Kickstarter. I think you have 19 days left to go. You're kicking ass with it.
All right.
Over $9,000. Huzzah.
There you go. That's the show. We got it over 9 during the show. How about that? The internet, it works.
Keep it going. Keep it going.
Thank you.
And thank you guys for having us, and for everybody that was commenting and asked questions. Very
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you guys so much. Great luck with it, and I'll see you next month. And we'll looking forward to Harley Quinn Black Metal. What's the name? Is it a story arc name? Or is it just Harley Quinn Black Metal?
He's just throwing random words out there.
Yeah.
It's Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey, the Birds of Play, the Birds of Prey, and
yeah, baby. Yeah.
And it's a Black Label book.
Yes, and go see the movie when it comes out.
Oh, Black Label. Sorry.
Yeah, go see the Birds of Prey movie. There's a lot of stuff from our books in that movie, so it's gonna make a lot of people happy.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Good seeing you.
Good seeing you, Angry Artist.
Angry Artist. Hopefully, you're not. Brian, take care, buddy.
Brian.
You guys are great. Old Bean, you want to say anything?
I'm just, I'm really excited to see whatever these guys do. So that's cool. And Creator-Owned Heroes was a phenomenal series that ended way too soon.
Thank you.
Though probably not for Jimmy's wallet.
No, but that's okay. I spent more money on crap. So look, if we all spend money on stupid things once in a while. This was actually a good one.
Yeah, it really was. It was a fun series, and even though I know firsthand the amount of work involved in all those moving parts, it was really. I hope you think it was worth it because it was great.
No, I think I do. And Billy, we spent more money paying for Ian Fella's dinners than we had here. So let's be honest. I mean,
I thought about that. I said, what was the dumbest thing I ever spent money on in my comics career? And I thought of, the aircraft carrier. Like, oh no, I'll be at $37,000 on dinner for Ethan. Ian.
Ian Fella. Yeah. Hopefully one day he'll watch this.
That was a cash hemorrhage, but that was a fun party.
Yeah, that was a great party, Bill. Even though we said, "Well, are you out of your mind?" But it was still a great memory.
I think like Creator-Owned Heroes, where we're talking about this all this years later.
Yeah,
I mean, we're still talking about that party.
No. Look. That's true. As crazy as it was, I totally get what you were doing, Billy. If you got to announce something, go big or get out. And you not only went big, you went gigantic.
Yeah, well, plus
he went nuclear.
I think I made like $8,000, and I had to write it off somehow.
Yeah.
Well, I was just going to get taxed on it anyway. I mean, I guess I could have bought a house. But no, not me. Let's have a party, hey kids.
You could have your own animal shelter.
Yeah, really, exactly. Oh well.
And you can go over there and just shoot them. You don't have to go.
And the funny thing is that Debbie and I were broken up at the time, if you remember.
I'm not. Why are you going there?
Knowing Debbie and how she's always been like, she's the even keeled one. What if I had said that to Debbie? Hey, let's rent an aircraft carrier and throw a party. I don't think that ever would have happened.
She would have smacked you in the head.
She was smacked in the head. Justifiably so. Oh well.
What are you gonna do?
Good times, great memories that you have now.
Hey, I do think we should point out that the she Return of the Warrior is continuing too.
Yeah.
Can they still get Amanda's cover?
Yes, it's on Indiegogo in demand right now.
Oh.
And I don't know if Niall or Frank Amazing can put the link up. But yeah, we're live.
Next them at the cons. Amanda can sign them at the cons. That'd be fun.
Yes, 1,000 times. And we're going to be having some big announcements next week. Mm-hmm. We are adding some new levels, reward levels. So we're very excited about it.
Do you ever take people out to lunch as a reward level, like that kind of thing? If they live in Long Island,
That's not a bad idea.
Well, he's got the sleepover level.
No.
What?
No.
Maybe smacking him in the back of the head.
That's the baby oil sleeping bag level. No.
There's only one sleeping bag.
Yes. Well, hey, that's what the oil's for.
That's right. Eric, please. We're doing great. We love you guys. Thank you all for supporting us.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Thank you, Jay, for adding that. So
no problem.
Look at this. Look at all. Wait,
all this stuff.
Wait. We almost saw a picture of Billy. Keep going. There he is. Stealing artwork from somewhere. from Marvel, from the opposite Marvel, swiping artwork.
And there's the
Really, like-
Amanda Connor cover.
There
Will
you
that
go.
go big if you click on it?
Yeah. Yep.
That's the print.
Oh, it
Awesome.
doesn't let you.
Prints are doing
Oh.
okay. They didn't do so great. They're not doing, and that's kind of good. A good thing because Jimmy said make your prints the same size as the comics.
Yeah.
And did you?
No.
Womp, womp.
I learned that lesson. Thank you.
We learn as we burn.
Yeah.
And before we go, JC, do you have anything down the crowdfunding end?
Crowdfunding, no. We're gonna do. I've got something coming up that I can't announce yet. But in comic store kind of stuff, I've got bedtime stories for impressionable children #2. Got covers by Mark Wheatley and my buddy James Nelms.
Nice.
And James drew my first comic strip in my college newspaper. And
Really?
and he actually did his first comic story in the first issue of this a couple years ago. And the story that Wheatley and I did here, the Toothpick Warriors, the only place it's appeared was in a digital fundraiser for Japan for the Fukushima nuclear disaster. And so it's never been done elsewhere. It's based on a Japanese fable. And the title is something I created in school and never let go of. And it's on page 253 of the January previews.
Oh, I like that you know the page. Hey, we also do Wonder Woman monthly. I don't know if you guys know that. We do the DC 100 page giants. We do Wonder Woman monthly. Nobody ever talks about them. But
I didn't know that, or I would.
we do them every month. We do them every month. We do a 16-page done in one story.
Jimmy, Frank
Are those in the Walmart?
story that
They're in comic stores now.
They are now. Okay.
Yeah.
Thierry wrote a great story that I illustrated that was never used. It was supposed to be in the first whatever that Christmas special they did for Walmart. I don't think
Maybe it'll wind up in the future one. No, you don't think?
I don't know. I don't know why. I mean, it's that Wonder Woman 100 format's perfect for it.
Yeah.
Already done. It's a great story.
Most importantly, it has an appearance of me in it.
Yes, you're in it. That's right.
Ooh, that might explain something.
Frank's in it too. I'm in it. So,
JC, you just look like you. It's only your head. It's like a character in Harley called Eggy. That's just a giant egghead.
You can ask him for one wish.
It's like Superman. Guilty.
But you're backlit.
I gotta eat.
Okay, we gotta go.
I gotta go, guys.
All right, everyone.
Everyone had a great weekend. Thank you all so much. And
All right, guys.
Niall and I and JC will see you next week.
Indeed.
Yes, sir. All right,
Thanks,
everyone have a
guys.
great night.
Good night.
Night,
And
Jimmy.
I will end the show with our crowdfunding call, everyone. So everyone have a great night, and we will see you next week.
Boom.
All right, everyone. So tonight we've got for our crowdfunding call out the what's that, Frank Amazing? Miskatonic High issue #6. All right, let's check this one out. We're going to play the video for everyone, so check out Miskatonic, if I can say that right, High issue #6. There you have it, guys. Check it out. Miskatonic High, issue number 6. There are 367 backers at $7,756. There's 20 days left to go. So if you get a chance, check it out, share it. If you don't have the funds, that's okay. Like we always say, if you can, make sure to share it. Share it on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, whichever social media outlet you're using. Help make it happen for all these awesome, great indie creators. So everyone, it's been a pleasure. We've had a great time, and we hope you enjoyed the show. We've got a new software that we're using, using the StreamYard software, which I think was pretty good tonight. So if you have any feedback for us, please put in the comments below. If you haven't, please like and share the channel, and we will see you next week. Thank you, everyone. Have a great night. Hey guys, thanks again for tuning into Crowdfunding Comics. We look forward to hanging out with all of our crowdfunding fans every time we go live. And don't forget to click the link below and subscribe to our channel. And there's a little bell. You may want to hit that too. This way you get all the great notifications when we go live and when we upload some awesome content. You want to follow us? Sure, go right ahead at Twitter at CrowdFundComics with an X, Instagram Crowdfunding Comics, and Facebook at Crowdfunding Comics. Till next time, crowdfunding fans, we'll see you soon.